A new era of manga is upon us. With many of the mainstay series now ending, the people are yearning for the next smash hit. There are tons of great manga out right now that have filled the gaps, but it's always fun to guess which ones will be the household names over the next decade. Dandadan has already solidified itself as a member of the new big three, in my opinion. But what other series will be able to reach those heights? And more importantly, does it have any baddies like Granny Seika? These are the answers the community needs. Luckily, I feel like we might have a solution for both of those questions, and his name is Ichi the Witch. I must admit, this series wasn't really on my radar until recently. I saw some of the buzz around chapter 1, but figured it'd be best to wait till some more content stacked up. But when I saw the volume 2 cover, I knew it was my time. You telling me they put a fine-ass dark-skinned woman on the cover of a Shonen Jump manga? Shit, so perchance what exactly is Ichi the Witch about? Well, I'm glad you asked, horny-ass nigga, because this manga is fucking fire. The story starts us off with Ichi, an orphan child who spent his entire life living alone in the mountains. Despite his tragic backstory, he's still an optimistic, happy-go-lucky guy, and whenever he goes down into the nearest town, the people love him, so much so that they've even asked him to stay, but to their surprise, he refuses. Ichi has grown fond of his way of life, but that's not the only reason. To survive as a child, he had to teach himself to hunt, and that constant adrenaline rush has taken over his life. Ichi loves to hunt. He loves the grind. And there's a being in the mountains that has especially caught his eye, but Ichi isn't even aware of how grave the danger truly is. This is a world where magic itself is alive, and these beings' otherworldly powers can be obtained by humans as long as they pass the magic-specific trial. Oh, and one more thing, only women can control the power of magic, and those who are exceptionally skilled are called witches. It turns out that the large creature Ichi spotted in the mountains is a magic named Aurora, and it is known as the King. Quick disclaimer, y'all gonna have to fuck with me in terms of my pronunciation in this video, bruh. What the fuck? They've been in hiding for some time, but Aurora has finally received a new challenger. A woman named Desscaras, known as the most powerful witch alive, has come through on BTA timing. She's ready to put belt to ass. She proceeds to beat the fuck out of the deadly magic, but she literally cannot finish the job. Simply defeating a magic is not enough to obtain its power. You must complete their trial. And the reason why Aurora has remained uncaptured all these years is because their trial specifically does not allow women to break the seal to finish the deal. Only a man can break the curse and pierce his heart to complete the ritual. Out of context, that's kind of a crazy sentence, but you listen, I'm just breaking it down. Fuck with me, we're gonna get to it. Desscaras, now in a lose-lose situation, has to come up with a plan fast. If she wants to... Yo, who the fuck is this nigga? Ichi is not scared of shit. He sees this big ass bitch with magical abilities, but we don't give no fucks. He set up traps in advance, and while the battle was taking place, Ichi grabbed the upper hand. Ichi then confirms the kill on Aurora and has obtained the power of one of the most strongest magics to ever live. Bro doesn't even understand the weight of his newfound abilities, but as the first male witch in history, he's about to change the world forever. So yeah, this is basically Chain Soldier if it wasn't freaky. But man, do I wish it was. I mean, literally everybody wants that. Okay, so look, the setup of the story is a little bit wacky, but I'm cool with wacky. The start of this plot really does seem like a 2010s ecchi, I will admit. A world where only women could obtain superpowers, but this one random nigga is the chosen one who breaks the norms? Yeah, sure, I guess. Yeah, and women have their clothes explode every battle. It's not freaky, it's just the lore, stupid ass. But the story in Ichi the Witch takes this start and heads in the complete opposite direction. Chapter 1 sets the scene in a decent manner, but by chapter 2, the highlight of this story already begins to shine. Chapter 2 is mostly just Ichi and Desscaras going back and forth, partaking in tomfoolery, and it becomes very clear that this manga's characters are its greatest strength. Desscaras deadass might be the most fun character in Jump right now, and many characters from this series follow suit. Ichi the Witch does contain some tropes and classic gimmicks, but it utilizes them all so well as a jumping off point to create the perfect shonen. In my opinion, this manga does have a solid start, but from chapter 15 onward, it truly is peak fiction. Ichi is literally insane in the best way possible. This supersedes all the classic shonen shit of never give up or the indomitable human spirit. No, he is literally deranged. Ichi is fucking unhinged, and I love it. We're gonna take a deep dive into the character soon, but before that, I just want to talk about how good the writing in Ichi the Witch is overall, and how its harmony with the artwork collab to make a brilliant fusion of goofy shit, because this manga is dead ass funny as hell, bruh. The faces are fucking perfect, dude. They set the tone so well. Here we have this mystical beast monologuing about his future, and yo, who the fuck is this nigga? I love a manga with good facial expressions, and Ichi the Witch is full of them. Absolutely stuffed. They help to pull off the comedic bits tenfold, and while immensely exaggerated, they give you a very solid view into each character's psyche, whether it be Ichi's utter shock regarding the outside world, Kumigi being scared for her life, or Desscaras' arrogant personality clashing with her true self. Everyone in this story is characterized so strongly. The comedy just feels really good in this series. It set the expectations for it from chapter 1, yet it doesn't overstay its welcome either. Although there are some insane moments, the comedy and absurdity don't feel forced. It kinda naturally falls into the spaces of the puzzle created from the start. I also like that the comedy isn't happening just for the sake of hee hee ha ha. The comedic scenes continue to characterize our cast and give us insight into the way their minds work. Desscaras is constantly goofing around and being arrogant with high levels of bravado, and while all this silliness is a part of who she is, she uses it somewhat to cover up the darkness in her life, a facade that she uses even against herself so that she doesn't break from the pain of her past. I feel that many stories with comedy and serious moments often fall into the issue of clashing tones, like having the comedy invade the darker sections, therefore completely destroying its vibe. But Ichi the Witch handles these two sides flawlessly, allowing the jokes to take place, but also allowing the solemn moments the space they need to resonate with the reader. When these grave sections arise, the air is sucked out of the story, as the change in tone sets the stage for some truly emotional delivery. One of my favorite examples of this is the heart-to-heart between Desscaras and Togeis. Desscaras and Togeis were both prodigies, but in different ways, and this is what started the ongoing rivalry that dates all the way back to their childhood. They're constantly trying to one-up each other, but at the end of the day, they're friends who deeply understand and care about each other. Due to a serious matter later in the story, the two of them have a deep conversation at a bar, and there's this excellent transition that takes it from a funny back and forth to a depressing discussion that really embodies true friendship. And the shift itself feels so stunningly genuine, culminating into this beautiful calm moment that shows just how much the author has fleshed out the world and its characters. This manga has the perfect balance of silly shenanigans and real nigga rituals. However, a great idea and good ass lore can only take you so far if it's presented poorly, but thankfully, the dialogue in Ichi the Witch is a blast to read through. The natural interactions between characters deepen our bonds with the entire cast and make the setting feel that much more alive and lived in. Things have happened before Ichi showed up, and things are gonna keep happening while our characters are out the picture. And I like that the manga makes that so apparent and plants that seed in the reader's mind early that despite the powers of the main cast, the world does not necessarily revolve around them. I mean, it kinda does, you know, like saving the world and shit, but you get what I mean. There's more niggas doing shit on the sidelines and things like that. Just cause you don't see a nigga getting busy don't mean a nigga getting busy. Come on now, talk to me. Another excellent decision made within this manga is the function of the power system. A significant detail regarding the witch hunts is that the only way to obtain the magic's power is to complete its trial. It'll just infinitely respawn. What the fuck? Defeating the magic will solve nothing because it'll just infinitely respawn. This addition to the requirements is fantastic and will most likely future-proof the plot from many stupid moments later on. It doesn't matter that Desscaras is the most powerful witch alive, because strength alone can't solve all the problems in this world. This allows for a much less predictable tale because the arrival of the most powerful characters means nothing if they're not cut out for this specific test presented by the magic. Stakes are very much real in Ichi the Witch, and the adaptable and flexible characters have much more emotion than those with just raw power. This one really got it, man. Whatever you want to call it, sauce, X Factor, aura, Ichi the Witch has it. This is without a doubt going to be one of the top mangas to lead the next generation. And as I said earlier, much of this success is going to be due to the fact that the characters are brilliant. Such a realistically human cast, making very understandable decisions when you break down the comedy and fantasy. Firstly, let's talk about the GOAT. Desscaras. Usually, I'd wait a bit longer to make a video about a manga, but Desscaras is so fucking clean I couldn't resist. The fact that she even exists is so cool, I just had to lock in. A dark-skinned woman with a fresh braid up on the cover of a Jump manga? I must show love! Anime and manga has famously had a not-so-great history when it comes to colorism and racist depictions of darker-skinned people, but over the years, the industry truly has gotten better, slowly but surely. So to see a character that looks like this be so popular, and for the Ichi the Witch manga to still be so successful in Japan, that's a fucking W, man. Shout out to humanity. We just gotta hope and pray they don't whitewash her in the anime and give her the Miracle treatment. Please! Anything but this! I really appreciate the details that go into her design. Like, this all might seem like small shit, but it means something to me, man. The fact that the palms of her hands are a lighter color, tough. And in one of the more intense battles, she was kind of getting fucked up, and some of her braids came out, and her puffballs loosened, so she kind of had that look of like when you're halfway through getting your hair done, and the person doing your hair has to take a call or something, so you're just sitting there looking like Two-Face, half hair on Slay, half on what the fuck? I don't know how to explain it necessarily, but it's so cool to see those kinds of details in a manga, especially considering how far the art form has come regarding different representations. Shout out to Auntie Desscaras. She be out there doing all these fire-ass feats with a crazy migraine because I know her head be hurting. Tight-ass braids, nigga. God damn! You already know she never missed an appointment at the salon. Fuck you talking about? Auntie gonna stay fresh, nigga. Stop fucking playing with her. But design aside, Desscaras is such a great character, bro. Her charisma is so powerful that her presence in chapter 2 has already surpassed the title character of this manga. She has such a full personality that really makes her easy to like. She's extremely powerful, but she's also goofy as hell. She's aiming to protect humanity, but she won't hesitate to manipulate the situation to her advantage. Desscaras has absolutely earned her spot as a fan favorite, because every appearance from her is going to be interesting in some shape or form. She's one of those characters that's written so well and so human that you really can't guess their next move. Like, if there's a big fight coming up or something, we don't know how she's gonna be till she get there for real. Are we gonna get the cocky and arrogant Desscaras to trivialize the situation? Or is the serious Desscaras on her way to show us what we're really in for? Every time we see her, it's just so exciting. Truly such a wonderful character. On the surface, she seems like an immature, arrogant brat that uses her power and status to have things go her way. But in truth, this is all a facade to shield her from showcasing the real her. Kinda. I mean, she is actually a dickhead, but not that much, you know what I mean? She's really a kind and loving person who would die behind their morals. This is the GOAT. There is one thing I'm extremely worried about regarding this series though, and that is the future of Desscaras. You know shonens love to kill off the mentor character, but we don't need that here, right guys? We don't need that or want that. We don't want that, dude. Please don't. Like, you don't have to do that. Trust me, dude. Please. I know she's gonna have to get sidelined at some point, but bruh, just give her the All Might treatment, man. Let her retire peacefully. Like I said, I fuck with Ichi so far too. Now, though he may not be as fire as Auntie, he still is indeed that guy. First of all, his transformation is fucking tough. Look at these boots, bruh. My nigga really putting that shit the fuck on. What other modern shonen pro tag got on Ricks? Come on now, that boy clean. Stop playing with him. For the first few chapters, he is supremely overshadowed by Desscaras, but he slowly starts to earn his hype, showing off his insanity as a feral hunter who's ready for the next bout. Something I really like about this story is that it shows us how other people see Ichi very early on, and this does major work for his aura. While watching from his perspective, he's just a goofy goober from the countryside who loves to battle, classic shonen pro tag type shit. But to others, this nigga's a demon. His lighthearted demeanor actually makes him more scary because it is in such stark contrast to the intimidating power he has within him. Having one of the most powerful magics in history merge with him like the symbiote is wild enough. But even without considering that, he's dangerous enough as a human to take down that said magic. Bro is a threat to everybody. Real deal young nigga shit, bro. A black Air Force incarnate. He kind of reminds me of the scary Goku analysis, and that from his own viewpoint, he's just a nigga trying to level up, but to everybody else, he's scary as a bitch, and they're just glad he's on their side, because I cannot understate it enough. Ichi is a fucking maniac, just brutally killing creatures with this fat ass smile on his face. Nigga, you having too much fun. It feels like he has all the ideals of the classic shonen pro tags, but turned up to 100%. Like many of his contemporaries, he's ready to die behind the quest of getting stronger. But are you ready to die? Fuck nigga. You know me, man. I'm the nigga who drops a manga if the main characters aren't swaggy. I'm happy to announce the character design here is fly as hell. Everybody's unique and easily distinguishable, but most importantly, they really be dressing. No ranch. All the characters have their little design quirks to stand out. Like, for example, Togi's glasses and clean cut to represent a strict and by the books demeanor, but they all still manage to put on Met Gala level fits regardless of how out there they may be. Like, yes, Togi's does have a lot of the tropey elements in her design, but like, look at her jeans though, nigga. These shits is 101. You can't buy these at the mall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shira is a psycho mad scientist who has eyeballs in her shoes, but do you see the cut of her pants though? That's real fashion shit, nigga. Real Slayer shit. This is yet another manga that perfectly appeals to my likes art style wise. I love the look of dark shading and line art coupled with this almost messy feel within the intense portions. Forgive me for not having the best terminology, but in regards to what I mean by messy, the best example I can think of is how some animes get super loose and flowy during the fights, but at the same time it's like still under control though. Like, it seems like one of those things where you've mastered the craft, now you can break the craft to like experiment and innovate and shit, you know what I mean? Some people hate it since it's not necessarily realistic, but I love this style personally personally, as it feels like a much more grand way to depict intensity. I've personally really enjoyed how Takamura, the artist behind Ichi the Witch, has approached stylizing this series. Another thing that stood out to me is how they often focus on eyes and utilize heavy detail within them. Many moments in this manga are portrayed through glances alone, and with eyes having such high potential for expression, the art captures the full power a simple glance can wield. As this is a battle shonen, it's expected that niggas will be throwing hands at a professional level, and goddamn, when they do, it's a beauty to watch. Ichi the Witch has a very rough art style, especially during the action sequences. But despite this, the motion is so well defined and easy to follow along with. The fight scenes in Ichi the Witch are clean as a bitch. Folks really be getting down in this hoe, bruh, leaving it all in the ring, stupid ass. The choreography of the boxing is super creative, and watching the witches pull out a new crazy spell every appearance continues to be enjoyable. The scale of the combat is nice too, considering how insane some of these magics are. And another thing I greatly appreciate is how good the paneling is. It does a terrific job of guiding the reader through the chaos. It makes it easy to follow along, even though niggas are summoning New Game Plus JRPG spells. Oh yeah, I'm already knowing that hoe costs 100 MP. But yeah man, Ichi the Witch is off to a great start, and it's laid the foundation for a generational series, in my opinion. The potential this series has is so exciting, and I will be following with great interest. This is one of those mangas where you can just tell like, oh yeah, this a hit. I'm already know. I can smell it. I smell it on you. Once this gets an anime type shit, uppity. But yeah man, that's gonna be the end of the video. If you watched it to this point, you already know man, let me get a type shit in the comments, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, sorry this video took a little bit longer man, you know what I'm saying. Hey, life been going crazy bruh, you know what I'm saying. That's all I can say bruh. But you know, I know a lot of people can relate to that, unfortunately. But hey, day by day man, that's all we can do bruh. You know what I'm saying, just keep this shit pushing bruh, tight shit. Yeah, I appreciate y'all watching for real man. But yes, follow me on Twitter for updates and shit. Follow me on Twitch for more streams and shit, you know what I'm saying. If you don't fuck with Twitch, we also stream on this channel, so you know what I'm saying, turn on the notifications. While we already on it, I'm on my YouTuber shit man. Hit me with a like nigga, please, pretty please nigga. You know, maybe a little subski too if you're feeling freaky. But yeah, I appreciate all the support y'all been showing man. And also if you haven't seen the last video, check that bitch out man. You know what I'm saying, I'm really happy with how that came out. I was trying to get in my motivational bag. I don't know if it worked, but I was trying though. Fuck it. A lot of streams coming soon. I'm playing like 10-12 games at the same time, and I should probably like beat one of them I'd say, but we'll see what happens. There's a new gacha game coming out soon. I will be trying it, so make it 13 bitch. What you talking about? I appreciate y'all bruh. Y'all niggas stay easy man. Have a blessed day. Deuces. Bye.